Hello, I'm Adam from the Rugby Through the Leagues podcast, down here with a fellow Adam to watch Hook Odiham take on Gosport 2s. So, Adam, can you tell us a little bit about what you do and what your involvement is at the club?
Yeah, so I'm co-chairman of Hook Odiham, and I got involved because I saw a flyer in 2014 in Tesco's saying, looking to start a rugby club, to anyone interested to come along.
Okay.
Now, I hadn't played rugby since I was at school, so it was like 20 odd years before that. And I went along to the first meeting, met a load of the guys, the likes of Rob, who I think you've spoken to.
Yep.
There's a guy called Stu, there's a guy called Doc, there's a load of other guys that are ex-RAF.
Yep.
And they're really keen, they just wanted to get involved, they wanted to set up a club because
Yep.
they wanted something that was sort of that sort of community or club-based feeling that they'd had when they're in the RAF. So I sort of got involved and sort of sat with a no position on the committee for a year whilst we sort of started finding things like I managed to source a pitch for us to be able to use for the first match and for the first season. And then it went on from there, really.
So this is take two, Adam, isn't it? I think some of the technical issues we've had are testament to just
windy.
to the weather conditions that the boys are going to be out playing in today. So we were talking about your role as co-chairman before, weren't we? Was it co-chairman?
So co-chairman.
Yeah.
So I sort of left as chair then sort of for a year and then sort of came back. And I've been mainly involved with working with the council, Hook Council, to get the use of the pitches up here, which were part of an agreement when they built the houses, just the other side here.
Yep.
And then there's the development of the clubhouse. So the clubhouse, hopefully they'll break ground in March next year.
Yep.
And then we're looking for, not sure about playing next season or where we're going to play.
Yep.
And then once we get back into the clubhouse, then we'll be able to start age group rugby and then also ladies as well. So,
okay, brilliant. Okay, so anyone in the area who wants to, some of the kids in the area, some of the ladies who fancy a game.
That's it. We've been running quite a successful, last summer we were running quite a successful sort of touch summer league, which is good. And we've grown the membership over the last 9 years since we've been going. And we're able to play with a much younger side now, whereas historically it was rolling out people that probably should have retired a long time ago to get some sort of youngsters through and increase the size of the squad.
Okay.
So, which is great.
Brilliant. So, of course, the being a co-chairman will come with its stresses. Could you tell us a little bit about, the bits that keep you up at night, the things that might stress you out, and also some of the bits you love about the role that you do at the club?
One of the big problems that we've had is this year we've come through quite a lot of the problems that we had over the years before, which were the lack of numbers of youngsters wanting to get involved with committee places. Right. So last year we put in place a new structure in order to allow us to be able to grow into the clubhouse when it's ready. Yeah. And that's meant that there's more people doing jobs. Today's slightly different because a load of them are down in Wales ready to currently watching the rugby. Sure. So that rules that one out. But we've usually got a good team of people around that are able to come in and help out. Things from whether it's on the social side, whether it's everything really. And that makes a big difference, just having the numbers that are there to help.
Great. So you mentioned before about recruitment and the club growing, when you're able to bring the age group stuff in and the ladies. Where can people follow you on social so they can keep an eye on that?
So if they just search Hook Odiham, Hook Odiham RFC, you'll find us. I don't know the handles off the top of my head, so I can't give you that one. But I know that there's a Facebook group, there's a web page. Yeah. Web pages are always challenging to keep fresh and when we've got not many people. But we still try and keep the Facebook bit active, and that lists all fixtures as well as the information of team selection and scores and a match report. And you can sign up as a newsletter, which gives us get your match reports on Monday or Tuesday as well.
Brilliant. Well, make sure, so if you're in the local area into rugby, make sure you follow along, keep an eye on the news, results, fixtures. Sounds like a good one to follow. So on to the game today. I'm not quite sure what kind of game. I think the weather will dictate. It's not going to be moving through the hands very much.
Forward driven, I would have thought. We had a tough start to the season, but things started to gel sort of a couple of matches ago. Yeah. A bit of squabbling, I would have thought, at the start of the season. Yeah. They seem to be trusting each other a little bit more, which is going to gives us the ability where there's that sort of encouragement from individuals that G's them up and keeps them going. Had some cracking games the last few weeks. Pleasure to see. But I think kicking ain't going to be much of a... It's not going to be happening today.
No. Don't envy the 10 having to kick penalties in these conditions. I think people can probably forgive him if he doesn't quite slot every single one.
It could go miles in the wrong direction.
Yeah. So this is quite, you're quite close in the table, aren't you? 6th and 8th respectively. So whoever wins here, it's going to make a huge difference.
It's going to be a tough game, and I think the boys will relish that. I think it's going to be good for them to get out and have a good old blast. We've got quite a few home games running back to back at the moment because we've got to come off the changing rooms, the changing rooms we've got at the moment. Yeah. Going off site from the middle of Feb, so we've sort of swapped out some of our fixtures. So obviously that does help. People like getting along and having the home fixtures, and then we've got to maintain that consistency going through into the away games at the end of the season.
It'll be a tougher run with the away games.
6 of one, half a dozen of another, really, but. Hopefully, they like running out. The pitch is holding up well. Yeah, and it's nice having subs and things like that. But that's the same at any grassroots sort of match. If you can turn up with the subs, it makes a difference.
Doesn't it just? Yeah. So obviously we can see the boys are getting warmed up. They're looking ready. Can I trouble you for a score prediction today, Adam? How do you think it's going to go?
Well, I'm hoping we're going to win. Yeah, I think it'll be tight.
Yeah,
I don't think it's. I don't know what I reckon. Probably high teens. Sort of. I don't think my early 20s each side. Yeah, a couple of points in it probably. Yeah. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it's definitely not the weather for that kind of free-flowing Fijian style game today, is it? If they try it, they need to have a word with themselves.
Imagine if it comes off though. You're thinking, why didn't we try that sooner?
Everyone's there in tight and then it goes out wide. Brilliant. Excellent.
Well, look, I appreciate your time. It's great speaking to you, and hopefully we'll be able to watch a cracking game.
Brilliant.
Nice
Cheers, Adam. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Thanks. I'm here with Rob Crookshanks of Hook Odiham Rugby Club. Thanks for having us down today, Rob.
No problem at all.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about your role at the club, what you do here?
Certainly. So I'm head coach of the club, have been since its formation, which is just over 10 years ago.
Yes,
So, and in that time, we've seen so many players come through. So my job, head coach, is to run the show, I've got a great set of assistant coaches helping out. Daniel Gibbs out there, Steve Hastings, they're out there now in that horrible weather. But I just nowadays just try and sit back and do as little as possible.
Good. So do you ever pull your boots on if they need you, or you've got a big enough squad? You do?
No, unfortunately, do. I haven't technically hung the boots up yet. Right. I've already had one game this season, and that was 20 minutes, and it felt like I was hit by a bus the next day. So how I can do 80 is it's not going to happen, is it?
Yeah. No, glad to hear it. So I looked on the website, as you mentioned, I think it was founded about 10 years ago, as you say. So was that like the merging of Hook and Odiham? How did that come to pass?
So originally it was a lot of the founding members, if not all of them, at the time, I was serving, I'm out now, but I was serving at the time, and it was a guy called Stu Oakley, known for ages, ex-military, was sat around a table and said, this area doesn't have a rugby club.
Okay.
So we said, all right, what do we have to do? And we just went for it. We knuckled down and went, well, let's make it happen. And we jumped through all the hoops and all the things the RFU what you do. We did that and we did this. And sure enough, 10 years later, we're still competing in Counties 4 now, Hampshire Counties 4.
So obviously you mentioned an interesting point about it being made up of a lot of ex-servicemen, probably currently serving people in the military.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are, looking at a club might think that perhaps it's purely for servicemen. I'm assuming that's not the case. Anyone can come and join.
No, not at all. Anyone can come and join, and we've got some great numbers through. And when it first began, there was a lot of military. It was over 50% of the squad were military. I'd say that is rapidly decreased now, and you'll find out there is mostly civilian guys. So it has changed, but there is that ex-military and current military running through there still. But it's... anyone can come down, and what I think actually I should have said at the beginning, one of the objectives of myself as head coach, and I took this on, is I said I want people to enjoy playing rugby.
Sure.
There is no the politics. You often hear about the politics, you often hear about cliques in rugby, but there is zero of that. From the president down to the newest guy who walks in, everyone's on the same wavelength.
Yeah, I mean, just walking around today, I got here, of course I didn't really know anyone, and lots of friendly faces, everyone's very welcoming. So anyone looking for a rugby club in the Hook and Odiham area, maybe a little bit further afield, seems like a great place to come. In regards to that, so are you actively looking for recruiting people at the moment, or are you at full capacity in terms of your squad?
I'd say we're at a full capacity as such, because there is no dream as it stands to create a second team, because a lot of people, you'd see all the membership on the books and go, wait a minute, there's over 30 there's 15 to a team, we could have 2 teams.
Sure.
Never works like that.
No.
People are always away, they're injured, family issues, because family always comes first with you as well. And if I get a guy text me, I can't come, my wife's got a... Fine, mate.
Yeah.
We'll cover it. It doesn't matter. So we've got a squad of 20 today. Yep. There wasn't many people that were left behind either. So it runs quite naturally, actually.
Great.
And it's good fun. But
Excellent.
No active recruiting as such, just word of mouth.
Fair enough. Well, so obviously if someone was to watch this and fancy coming down and, wanted to knock the dust off the boots or perhaps hadn't played before, what's the best way to go about finding you?
Check us out on the internet, Hook Odiham Rugby Club. You'll see email addresses for inquiries, there's numbers down there. I often get the odd phone call, someone asking me if they can come down. But we train where we play, Paper Mill Avenue in Hook. Tuesday nights, 7 o'clock, and it will go on to about 8:15. And we get good turnouts. And as a role, I suppose, of head coach, as I ask these other assistant coaches, we just got to make this fun. I don't want to repeat stuff. You can really go to town, repeat. But every session is a different session, and everyone enjoys it.
Great.
So that's what I take from it. There's a lot of pleasure.
Brilliant. No, it sounds perfect. So on to today's game. I believe you're 8th in the table.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's be a big win for you gents today. If you pull it out of the bag, climb up the table a bit.
It would be. We got off to a bit of a shaky start. So the first 4 games we lost by narrow margins, and the other teams were better. I will always put my hand up and say that. But we never performed to our and I know they can. There wasn't that click, that link. And that's building now. So the last 2 games we've won, everyone's got a great buzz about themselves. But Gosport and Fairham, these are going to be tough.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we've alluded to, the weather is atrocious out there at the moment.
Yeah.
So this isn't going to be one for the spectators, or dare I say wingers, but I won't tell them that. But hopefully they've got their gloves on today.
Absolutely, yeah.
But,
so, funnily enough, that interestingly brings me on to my next point. I was going to ask you for a score prediction, if you wouldn't mind putting your head above the parapet for us.
Okay. I've got to back ourselves, always will. I think you're looking at around about, I'll say 27-17 to us.
Okay, brilliant.
There you go.
Okay.
I've done it now.
You've done it, put your head above the parapet. I'll come and ask you about the score. If you get it absolutely spot on, I'll be asking you for some lottery numbers.
Yeah, and do I get prize?
I think we'll have to dig something out for you. So, any players we should be watching out for today for Hook and Odiham?
Yeah, definitely. We've got Mark Watson, who's at tight head. He's come back from an elbow injury.
Yeah.
Really powerful guy. He'll do well in the forwards.
Yeah.
You've got the second row. They have been consistent throughout the season.
Brilliant.
So George Karl, Jamie Nichols in the second row, huge beasts of men. They'll do their business.
Yeah.
But I would say there's a lot of people out there. Sean Hughes will be cutting some good lines at fullback.
Yeah.
But we've had Tom Hopkins back now. Tom Hopkins is our 10. He's about 5'5" and 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Even in this weather, I'm sure he's got some tricks up his sleeve.
Brilliant.
So look out for Tom Hopkins at 10.
I'll keep my eyes peeled. And as a former forward myself, it warmed my heart that you went in for the props and the second row first. So
You've got to keep them happy.
Absolutely.
Everything begins with a forward set piece. Yeah.
100%, mate. I'd back that fully. So one more quick question. Obviously, 'cause I know you want to get out there and get warmed up with get the boys warmed up and get them ready for the game. I spoke to Ashley.
Ash Kempson,
the South African chap. Yeah. And one of the things he mentioned is that you're currently going through the process of trying to get a clubhouse.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that, what that involves, and any struggles you might be facing around that?
There's been a lot of struggles as such because there's a lot of, I think they'd call it in red tape in the tree.
Absolutely, yeah.
So lots of committee meetings, lots of meetings with the council, lots of appeals, lots of speaking to the public, because we want to really give this message to the public, say, we're not going to take over Hook and Odiham here. Right, wait 1 second, I've just got to give this ball to these guys now.
Sorry, Jen.
2. There we go.
More. Keep going.
Could have watched that stand. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad we caught that on camera.
Do you notice I didn't throw one because the camera's on me?
I know, I just missed it as well.
Yeah. No, I'm not allowed to throw or catch when I play.
So the clubhouse has all been agreed, and it's a huge build that will take place just outside there. And I've seen the pictures that the architects have drawn them, and it looks amazing, actually. And we're really, really fortunate. But it won't be a rugby club as such. Okay. What it will be is a sports pavilion.
Okay.
So we've already had interest in many clubs around Hook. The Runners, the football club.
Okay.
Anyone, like an archery team, could utilise it, meet up, set themselves up, and then, depending on the seasons or the days, you could do anything. So it's a sports pavilion as such, and we'll just run it, if you like.
Great.
Yeah.
Have they given you an ETA on when that might come to fruition?
So we're looking to probably break ground early next year.
Great.
Which is why this game's at home today. We've had to shift a lot of away games.
Right.
Or switch, so we play a lot home now, a lot of away later.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're hopefully early next year we'll start.
Great. Well, I appreciate your time, Rob.
Thanks very much.
Hopefully we can have a chat after the game.
We will.
Maybe assess how
Hopefully
things went.
I'll be calm and polite.
Absolutely, yeah. Brilliant. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
So I'm here with Karl, one of the founding members of the Hook Odiham Rugby Club, along with Rob. You founded it about 2015, I think. Is that right?
2014 we had the conception, and we had our inaugural meeting in February 2015. Yeah.
Great. So could you tell us a little bit about what your role is at the club?
Oh, my role now is the president, so I oversee most of it, but most of the work is done by the chairmans. Adam Conroy and Dave Widdowson are the two chairmen at the moment.
Brilliant. So what are some of the challenges you might face as president of the club? What are the kind of things that might keep you up at night? I mean, you might sleep like a baby for all I know, but yeah, are there anything that kind of stresses you out, that you have to keep on top of and manage?
To be frank, most of the time when I was chairman, that was the time that I had sleepless nights, because you were obviously thinking about the team, thinking about the facilities, how you're going to go from one match to the other match. Nowadays, like I said, the two chairmen are doing it at the moment, which is good for them. And I just, like I say, when they need some help, they come to me, but most of the time they're both intelligent lads and they can get on with it and get the game running smoothly for the team and us.
Brilliant. So I've spoke to Rob. Obviously, there's a lot of excitement about the clubhouse that's going to be built. Now, we were speaking a bit about it before. It's going to have 2 tiers, isn't it? You're going to be able to have 120 people in there.
Correct.
How much of a difference is that going to make on game day for you?
It's going to make a fantastic difference, not just for the players and the committee and everyone else, but the community.
Yeah.
As I said earlier, the sports facility is what it's going to be called, I believe. It's not just here for the rugby club. We're being lucky enough to be given a peppercorn rent by the council, hopefully when it's built. Once that goes up, we'll be overseeing it. But we want that facility used basically Monday to Sunday for rugby, for football, for cricket in the summer, and for the runners who come round here. So daytime obviously used for Pilates or mums and toddlers or something like that. It has to be used.
Yeah. I think you said one of the things is you didn't want it sat there empty, did you?
Don't want it sat there empty. It's here for the community, not just the rugby team.
Absolutely. I mean, sport is such a big part of a lot of local communities, isn't it?
Yes,
I think having something like that would be absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
So, just want to talk to you a little bit about the season.
Yeah.
So, what's your summation of how it's been, and perhaps where you see it going for the remainder and your aspirations?
The season at the moment, it's been up and down, as Rob said. Some very, very close matches, which we've come out on the other side of it, losing. The last couple of games, we've actually pulled it all together and come away winners. The guys are now playing more as a team, and we've got more of a threat out there. Hopefully today, unfortunately with the high winds and everything else, it's going to be a different game and it won't be a running game really.
No, it feels like it's going to be one of those kind of stick up your jumper games,
exactly,
doesn't it? Yeah.
Exactly.
Brilliant. So who's going to win today then?
Well, I have to bank on my team, so hopefully we'll get over the line.
Pick up some valuable points.
Some valuable points and then climb the table, yes.
Brilliant, okay. Well, I appreciate your time, Karl. Hello, I'm here with Kieran.
Hello everyone.
Brilliant. So today we're here to watch the Gosport 2s take on Odiham.
Indeed.
Hook and Odiham, right?
Hook and Odiham. We're currently sat at 6.
You're sat at 6.
Just above the top spot. It's probably around about 4 points between us and second at the moment.
So it's a big game for you today.
Very big game. Hopefully if we get the win, it's our first away win of the season.
First away win?
Yeah, should have got one last week, but we've got a 14-0 draw against Winchester.
Okay.
So we're nearly there.
Yeah.
Home season's going really well this year. We're 3-3. But it's the away ones just kind of get away from us at the moment.
Brilliant. So this will be a big one for you today.
Massive one for us today. In lovely conditions. I think you brought the weather with you today. So
yes, I did.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, like we were saying, we haven't got quite the Spanish weather that.
I'll blame Karl for that.
Yeah,
I should have brought that with him.
Yeah. So, do you have any score predictions for today?
I reckon it'll be a very tight game.
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to be roughly about 25 to us, and 15 to Hook. I'd imagine. That's what I'm going to go with.
Yep, lovely. So, well, we'll speak to you after the game, see if it comes true. So, what position do you play? I
play 10. Well, I try to play 10.
Yeah.
Coming back from an ACL injury at the moment. So I was coaching last year at Gosport in the 2s, and then I've decided to give it another go.
Yeah, good.
Right by the age of 35, I thought I'd try and have a run around the nippers, but
It always pulls you back, doesn't it?
It always does.
When you say you're going to
Yeah, I said it when I got up done. I was like, I'll probably stop playing for a while. But no, got back into it. Played the first for 80 last week.
Yeah.
Body was a bit sore the next day after, but yeah, we enjoy it today. Yeah,
I've experienced that myself a few times. So there's 3 teams, as I understand it. You've got the 1s, 2s, and have you got Gosport 3s as well?
No, we used to.
The vets.
Well, we kind of goes 1s, 2s. The vets we're trying to hopefully try and get back this season.
Right.
The 3s is a bit of a we're trying it, but it's kind of 1s and 2s at the moment.
Yep.
So yeah.
Brilliant. And what's your squad size at the moment?
Squad size roughly around about, I would say 40 to 45 at the moment. Like I said, we've had a lot of change in the 2s this year. A lot of the ones that played last year with 2s are actually in the first team now, which is actually really nice to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're kind of on a restart again this season for us because we finished second last year.
Brilliant.
So kind of lost a couple of players to the first team. Yeah. Which is good, but at the same time we've got to try and blend the youth through at the same time.
So there's a bit of a rebuild to try.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So we've had lads go off in the Navy, other people leave, go and do other things. So like last year was actually a brilliant season for the 2s because we had the year before the 2s had pulled out the league. Yeah. So couldn't get teams. So last year it was quite nice to get the 2s back in the league, finishing second. So hopefully we're going to try and push again this year and try and get second and try and get that promotion that got away from us last year. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if that score prediction comes through today, that'll be a big help.
Big one for us, definitely. Yeah, like I
yeah.
said, a couple of games have been cancelled today, I've seen already because of the weather. So I think if we win today, I think we probably jump up to around about second. I think at the top of my head. So yeah,
brilliant.
Big win today is really big for us today. Really
absolutely. So are you currently looking for new recruits? Or
we're obviously still down at Gosport.
Yeah.
Obviously, always still are. Like I said, this year is obviously capped at 20-man squads in the 2s league. So any more players we can get in, we can actually start the push to look to get a third team back.
Brilliant. So if someone was in the Gosport and Fareham area, Porchester, around that sort of way, and they were looking, how best to get in contact?
Either myself or Polly, who's the first team coach at the same time. So it's mainly me, or even our chairman, who actually plays for us as well today.
Okay.
So yeah,
brilliant. Well, I know you need to go out there and get warmed up. So I've got one more quick question.
I'll try to stay warm. Yeah.
Slightly warmer. Yeah. For yourself out. But any players we should be looking out for today for Gosport 2s?
Definitely the 13. Yeah. Ben Smith just coming back. He's at university at the moment.
Yep.
And I've got a long yard called Harry Stansbury, who's just stepped up the 2s this year. He's playing in the back row.
Brilliant.
So, too. And obviously me at the same time. But
yourself.
I'll probably be plodding around the pitch, so don't worry about me too much.
We'll keep an eye out for you, Kieran. Brilliant. Well, I appreciate your time.
No problem.
And go well today.
Switch off the game.
Nice one. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, man.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
No,
thanks very much. Hello, I'm here with Tom, who got player of the match today. Back row, number 8.
Number 8, yeah.
Number 8, brilliant. Yeah, I mean, everything seemed to click for you today, didn't it?
It did. I think we had quite a turbulent start to the season. Kind of felt like we had the ingredients, but they just weren't clicking. It wasn't coming together. And the last couple of games, we've really come together as a side cohesively. And I think, in these conditions as well, it really showed that we're all playing to the script and the game that we want to play now. And it's come together. It's great. It's really good. Yeah.
42-0, wasn't it?
I don't actually know what the score
is. That's what I think it was. Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I said, spoke to Rob before the game. He mentioned a few narrow losses, but it seemed to fall into place for you today, didn't it? The set piece seemed to be working, dominating the scrums, moving the ball through the hands nicely, which I think in these conditions is nothing short of remarkable.
Yeah, essential. Trying to really keep it with the forwards, get the phases going, and just keep it simple. I think in these kind of positions, keep it simple. Yeah.
Brilliant. So, favourite part of the match for you today?
To be fair, I don't think there's one part. I think it was throughout because everything was just going towards the plan. Yeah, and I think it was nobody dropped their game. Everybody kept going. It was good.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, say from spectator perspective, say forward seems to do well, the back seems to do well. Everyone played their part today. Didn't they?
1 to 15, 1 to 23.
Absolutely. So, what's your aspirations for the rest of the season?
So I think
other than keep winning.
That's always. I think the main aspiration is just continue playing. I think if we can keep winning, great. But actually, if we can just continue to play the way we are, and we just keep going in the same way, and hopefully the wins will then come. So it's just continue the momentum that we've got now. I think that's the thing we want to do.
Okay, well, I appreciate you taking the time in this weather. I'm sure you want to go get dry, have a shower, and get a beer. But I think you're building something special here, and we look forward to getting down to see you play again. And best of luck for the remainder of the season.
Thanks so much. Thanks for your time.
Much appreciated.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, so I'm here with Neil, Director of Rugby for Hook Odiham. I've had to give up on the tripod because it keeps falling over, but we're making do, aren't we, Neil?
Perfect. I think maybe the conditions are against us all.
Absolutely.
Particularly yourself.
100%. I'm going to blame the conditions. So, can you tell us a little bit about what you do as part of your role?
Yeah, sure. Last year, because I'm really old, I stopped coaching and got a couple of new coaches coming into the team, and I stepped up to be the Director of Rugby.
Okay.
Really looking to take the club to another level when the clubhouse comes.
Yeah.
In the future, bring in a youth and mid-East section, and then also look even further forward to a men's second team, women's team, basically developing the club in the community for the community and not just having, our first 15.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, I've spoke before to Karl and Rob, and I think that clubhouse is going to make.
You saved the best interview to the end.
I did. Yeah. We that's what you do, don't you?
Exactly.
So, but so I think the feeling is it's going to become a real kind of hub of the community, and it's going to. I think we've encourage new members to come and join, and
we've already been going places in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
If I look back post-COVID, the way we've developed things, developed our structures, the way we coach, particularly Rob as the head coach, done a fantastic job. But the whole club, the whole committee, all the supporters, it every single year it's getting better and better and better. And I just want to make sure that continues. I'll give you a really good example. Last summer we ran a summer touch thing, really, really popular, and we're going to do that again this year.
Perfect, great. Well, it's like as I mentioned before, anyone in the local area around Hook and Odiham fancies, getting a run out, especially with touch, come down and join in.
Yeah, just get in touch through all the social media outlets, and we'll get back to you and look forward to seeing you down there.
Brilliant. Can I ask one more question if you don't
of course.
mind? So you mentioned COVID. Obviously that's not something that we've mentioned much today. We haven't spoke about it really. Obviously it impacted a lot of clubs. I know your one has been around for about 10 years.
Correct.
Was there a struggle after getting things back to normal, getting players back in, or was everyone kind of chomping at the bit to get back involved?
A few people were chomping at the bit. I think you're always going to lose a couple of players, particularly perhaps in the older age bracket.
Yeah.
But the way we built up through fitness and then engagement and then enjoyment, following the rules and regulations as we did, I think that helped. And I'd say pretty much within the season after it, we started to kick on and really go for it, because as a club, that's what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, glad to hear it. So, today, if you build on this win, it seems like you could be pushing towards something quite special.
I think so. We had a little bit of a tough start to the season, but the last 3 games have just been getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
And you look at, 42 points to 0 today in these conditions, holding a team, like that to 0 is a great result.
Yeah.
And a credit to the whole team. The 15 that started, all the substitutes that came on. It's been absolutely brilliant, and let's go again next week and do the same again, and hopefully we'll see more people down in next week because the weather's going to be better. I've already booked it.
Absolutely, brilliant. Well, we'll keep an eye on you with keen interest, Neil.
Fantastic.
Love to keep an eye on what's going on with the club. I have already managed to nab myself an invite from Karl for when the clubhouse is built to come down and do another episode.
Come along.
Brilliant, perfect.
That'll be fantastic.
Appreciate your time today.
Likewise, cheers.
Brilliant.
Thanks so much.
Congratulations on the
cheers,
win.
mate. Thank you.
Right, Rob. Hello. Pleased with that.
Yes, definitely pleased. Yes. Yeah.
I know we spoke a bit before the game about some near misses, quite there, but close but no cigar.
Yeah.
Did everything fall into place today?
Today was that clicking sound. It clicked. It's been coming.
Yeah.
But there's this thing, you can coach in many ways, I suppose, and it's like a vicious circle. You can either play good rugby and enjoy that, start scoring tries, or how do you get in? So for me, this last few weeks, we've really gone back to let's start enjoying rugby. Let's forget about what the score is and this and that. Let's just go and enjoy our rugby, and that was shown today. So because they're enjoying it, it's like any job. You enjoy your job, you'll be more productive. So they enjoy the rugby, they train well, and the tries are just a byproduct of that. Watson, he did his 80 minutes tight head. Our scrum was just overpowering everything. It was just demolishing it. And he did his job. Who else to talk about? The second rows, George Karl and Jamie Nichols. Jamie Nichols, so many runs from him, and in the end he was rewarded. He got a try right at the end. And who else did we see? Sean.
Fullback.
Sean came off with a bit of a knock to his head. We didn't want to force that. We had subs, so he just came straight off. But he was playing well up until then. But as I said, so Tom Hopkins, his first game back for us for a while, really run the show. Good. So he'll run through the floor, over the top, and it leaves the defence wondering what's he doing next. And that hesitation in what he does next allows him to just do something else, and we work really well off him.
Yeah, from a neutral perspective, very, very impressive today. And Gosport are no mugs, aren't they?
No.
So, where does this leave you? Where does this leave your kind of aspirations for the rest of the season?
Well, the old saying goes, don't, if it's not broken, I just let them manage themselves now, and it sounds a bit cliche, a bit cheesy, but the coach's job ultimately is to make himself better. Yeah. And all of a sudden, we make himself not much tampering. I mean, I went at half time and I said, "You're better than anything. Just carry on." I mean, it's the easiest half-time chat you can. There were a couple. I mean, because I'm very picky, so there's a couple of things I wanted, but the majority of it is just crack on.
Brilliant. I mean, I think that the coach is one of the key components.
There's a lot of leaders out there. There was a lot of leaders out there today. There's a lot of listening. It's all well and good. Communication is key as well, isn't it? But if 15 people are shouting, that is communication. You need someone to listen. And the leaders were leading. Everyone was listening.
Yes, yeah, I wasn't going to mention that. I'm glad you brought it up.
But I don't mind getting this wrong.
Exactly. So Rob predicted 27-17, and look, I mean, if you're going to be wrong,
really wrong.
This is how you want to be wrong, isn't it?
So final score 42-0.
42-0. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, no, fantastic result. That's really impressive. With the clubhouse and development, you've got to keep, the guys from the start. Built the club such as yourself. Neil and built such as
yes. It's like they get a lot of people come down to watch it. It's a really good time.
Yeah, you've had serious crowds.
Well, keep you too long here. So last week, Josh Pitt, the week before that, Dan Ross got his World Cup, and the crowds for that, families, it was a big deal. And I'd say there was like 50, 60 along the sideline last week.
That's what it's all about.
That's
the whole point of these rugby clubs. Brilliant.
Yeah, I loved it.
Well, I appreciate your time, Rob.
Thank you very much
for having me down, and I'd love to come down soon and see the clubhouse when it's done.
Welcome anytime.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Thanks very much.